Your Gallery at School is a tailored outreach programme for the National Gallery of Ireland, supported by SMBC Aviation Capital. It's all about bringing the gallery into schools who wouldn't ordinarily be able to visit. We've done a lot of research into schools that aren't able to come, and we found that there's three main barriers to participation in the arts and culture generally. They are gender. We tend to get more engagement from girls than we do from boys. Socioeconomic, and also location and geography. So we would naturally get more schools coming from within the Dublin area than we do from further away. So we really wanted to try and connect with schools that maybe fall into those different categories. We're creating a tailored programme of activities for them. So each school will be working with an artist, and they will be having 3 workshops directly in their school. One is all about learning through art, so learning about different works into collection. One is focusing on mindfulness and well-being and connecting with the artworks in a different way. The final one is on creative careers, so learning about different opportunities available. Within the arts, you know, there's not just one size fits all with art. There's lots and lots of different ways to connect with it, and that's really what this project is about.
We took a selection of works from the National Gallery and we gave printouts to each student, and then they described them to their fellow students.
We were given a picture, then we had to describe it to our partner. Then I had to draw what we were describing. There's a massive benefit from the outreach programs and how they're coming down to actual schools. It brings art more into the school because you only have a couple of classes a week with art.
The students in Clontarville are getting a huge amount from this initiative. They're learning about art forms that they would never been introduced with, such as artworks from the National Gallery of Ireland. This will help them with their learning throughout their Leaving Cert course, as well as their own practice at home.
I was asked would I like to come in and talk to the 5th year students about the journey that an artist takes and the pitfalls and the successes of a life as an artist.
I was thinking about having a career in art. It was really helpful to look at what kind of jobs you could have in the future and all that.
There's different ways about having a job in art. You don't have to actually be an artist in order to have a job in art.
I suppose I can offer a different perspective, and that was the point of coming in and exploring the world of art. I suppose my input was showing them my journey and all the different ways that I have brought art into different jobs in my life.
This type of medium and art form has been new to Clontarville, and it's exciting for us to explore this workshops, which has been a fantastic experience for our students.
This programme is brilliant because we get to come down to a school that might not travel the 3 hours to Dublin. We're reaching out and sharing this resource of wonderful artworks for them to enjoy as well.
There's a famous painting in the National Gallery, Military Manoeuvres, and it's set in Leixlip town, and that's been the starting point for today's project. We went out to the town to find the viewpoint from which Richard Thomas Moynihan made the painting. It was quite nice walking down to the junction, realising that we have a group of teenagers walking down carrying wooden implements. It's not entirely unlike a group of kids carrying homemade musical instruments. And I was showing them how to use the viewfinder and then layer acetate upon it and make a drawing through the acetate of the buildings in the background. So by using acetate you can layer up your drawings, and this is something I hope that the class could use as they go on.
Great excitement with the students, looking forward to today. They all wanted to be in, they all wanted to take part, which is fantastic really, because sometimes when something new like this comes, they're not really very comfortable with it, and there might be, oh, maybe I don't want to do this today, or maybe I won't come in, where in actual fact that was quite the opposite for this project.
Today I learned that a town that I grew up in is painted in an art gallery. Nice to just get out sometimes, and also we were doing an activity, so it wasn't just that we were kind of sitting around, we were involved, and so it was interesting.
It was kind of like you tried to recreate your own scene over 150 years later after the original painting was done.
You get a different perspective than a painting would. Everyone sees it in a different way, and where they might think it was perspective, everyone has a different opinion.
Today was absolutely amazing. The students really enjoyed the opportunity to, first of all, meet with an artist that's working in the industry. It was a great opportunity also to make a connection with the gallery, because our students learnt about a very famous Leixlip painting by the artist Thomas Moynihan.
I learned more ways of describing a piece. For me, when I would usually describe a piece, I just kind of describe the emotion and maybe what medium was used, but I learned today more about describing the objects in it, the composition and things like that. It's great for young artists to meet people who have made a living out of art, because for a lot of the time we're told that art isn't going to get us anywhere and that we won't be able to make anything out of it, and so it's really great to meet people who have managed to do that and who can share their experiences with you and teach you how to do it too.
I'm looking at the line of the AIB building and it meets the traffic lights, and I'm tracing it. Now I have my viewpoint right now, but this is a wonderful thing. We all see things from different perspectives.